Hello, introverts of the world. My name is Cody Wolf. So, for a while now, I've been working on my own original characters and story outside of any established properties. I affectionately call the story The Waste. That started as a placeholder name, but it just kind of stuck, so yeah, it's called The Waste now. The Waste takes place in a sci-fi fantasy setting with metropolitan futuristic skitties scattered about. Skitties. No, it's cities. Not skitties. That's not what I meant to say. Oh, man. With metropolitan futuristic cities scattered about a wasteland under the rule of King Zorus, who we'll get to in a future installment, but we're not talking about him right now. The wastelands are a very inhospitable environment, with barely any trees and crawling with mutated creatures. It's advised, no, heavily encouraged, that if you are going to travel the wastelands, you have a destination in mind and enough food to last that destination. Also, never roam too far from your camp, or alone at all. Always have a buddy to travel with while you're walking in the wastelands. I want to start doing more content for my own original story, but to do that I'm going to have to walk you guys through who's who and the basics of the story. So I thought I would do character introduction videos, like this one, where I introduce some of the main cast, and just tell you a bit about them along with their main role in the story. Starting off with our main character, Sawyer. When designing Sawyer, he originally started off as a wolf and then kind of became a fox, and then a red fox as I started to design him more. Sawyer is the titular protagonist of this series, and though I do like the happy-go-lucky protagonists who slowly get hardened by the world around them and become sadder as the series goes on. Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Do you want to record? Do you want to say hi? My dog walked in, sorry. What? As I was saying, Sawyer is very much not that kind of protagonist. I like to think of him a lot like Anne from the first season of Amphibia. A very selfish person who is kind of just blinded by their own stubbornness and bad qualities, and slowly throughout the series becoming a better person, and learning from their mistakes, and kind of learning just how bad of a person they were. Though he's still young, there's still room for him to improve, and that's kind of what his entire arc is going to be in the series. Sawyer doesn't originate from the Wastes. Instead, he originates from an outside territory called the Mystic Forest that is outside of Zorus' rule. And for foxes to be in the Wastes is very suspicious, which is why he primarily wears a hood and hides among the crowd to try not to make himself seen. Sawyer is also alone. He doesn't have anyone with him, and he travels the wastelands a lot, which causes him to have a lot of injuries, hence why he is missing a tail, part of his ear is kind of ripped off, and he just has some scars on him. Boy has been through a lot. He was very much, I work alone, I don't associate with other people, until he was found by two other characters, one of which I have kind of talked about before, and another who I haven't yet. The characters are named Warren and Iris. And we're going to get to their introduction videos in the future, but right now all you need to know about them is they found Sawyer trying to rob their camp, and instead of chasing him out into the dangerous wastelands, Warren decided to just kind of take pity on the kid and take him in. And that's kind of exactly what he needed. Though he definitely needs discipline because he can be a little shit a lot of the time, he overall just needed someone to care about him, someone to make him feel loved and appreciated. And that's exactly what Warren did, because Warren is a good dad. I can't wait to talk about Warren. It's just going to be a lot of me gushing about Warren, but that's not this video. This is Sawyer. It's Sawyer's time. Sawyer, my boy. What else can I say about him? Ah, yes, colors. Something I really like to do with my characters is, and especially in a quote-unquote series, is give them a primary color. Something that they can, a color that can be associated with them for anything, really. Like how in the Owl House, Luz is usually associated with purple, Willow is usually associated with green, Gus is associated with blue, so on and so forth. So Sawyer's color is green, primarily from his eyes and his like kind of puffy shirt that he wears underneath his vest. And I decided to do that since green is a complementary color to red, and he has a lot of reds in his designs, and he's also a red fox. Originally his color was going to be a neon blue, but I didn't like how that ended up looking, and it didn't really fit with how he's just kind of trying to stay out of the crowd and not be noticed, and the neon definitely would have made him been noticed. So that's why I went with green instead. I also just really like this color combination for his outfit. I'm very proud of it, and I hope you guys like it too. And because I have no self-restraint, I made him trans, as I tend to make any main characters in my stories. Him being trans is actually what leads to him kind of befriending Warren, who is also trans. They kind of bond over that, and it makes Sawyer it just kind of influences Sawyer to stay with Warren and Iris, which I think is really cute. I have the scene so vivid in my head, and I really want to write it out because I think it's a really cute scene of just them bonding, and I love it. Also, because I have no restraint, I made him Arrow Ace. I've been making a lot of my characters asexual lately, and I'm not complaining. I like making asexual characters. And I also just feel that Sawyer would be Arrow Ace. He'd probably have like a queer platonic partner, but a life partner isn't something he'd probably be interested in, especially since he likes being alone. Maybe alone romantically, but not platonically anymore ever since Warren and Iris. Anyway, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Sawyer. Not much else I can say that won't be a major spoiler, so yeah. This is the final reference sheet of Sawyer. I'm very happy with it. And to end off these character introduction videos, I'm going to give the character's headcanon voice, so I can just kind of refrain from doing just a whole video conglomerating the headcanon voices together. Maybe I will when this series is finished. Who knows? Anyway, Sawyer's headcanon voice.
How can you forget there's a dove on your head? Sorry, girls, but I'm not really into Uno. I should be safe here. Me, though in 2 more seconds it probably would have been. Not my brother, and get out of my house. Wow. In high school, love is always in the air, which is something I consider entirely pointless. These romantic feelings elude me. Anyway, that's the main reason I'll probably never want to be in a relationship. I saw that snake coming, because I'm psychic. I could help them, but I'd have to out myself, so I'll just stay here until things calm down. Nindo! This is bad. She thinks I think she's fake, but if he acknowledges her, I have no choice but to acknowledge her too. I'll be checkmated by social convention. Oh wow, I didn't know you were there! I simply can't let that happen. I'll disappear into the crowd. Might as well kill time too. Please let the rest of my New Year's Day be quiet. Guess I'll go home now.
Oh, hey there, Psyche!
See, there is no God.